All right, welcome back everybody. Today I've got a lure that I got to show you that's really surprised me, to be honest with you. When we were down fishing off of a pier not long ago, and bait was rather scarce. There'd just been a little bit of a storm cell that blew through, and then after the fact it took a couple of days before the bait made its way back to some of the water around the pier. So I happen to have picked up this Rapala Saltwater X-Wrap. It's 4 to 5 foot swim depth, and it's about 5.5 inches long, weighs 1.78 ounces, or excuse me, 1 ounce, 7/8 ounces. And either way, so we found that when we were on the end of the pier, we had some dead bait and such, but there was no luck. 1 or 2 fish were caught, king mackerel, Spanish mackerel, nothing crazy. And then me and a buddy, we decided to just abandon our bait search and tie on the X-Wrap here. Casted this joker off, and I'm not joking with you. The first cast, my best buddy with me had hooked into a nice 40-inch king mackerel right off the pier with one of these. We continued fishing them through most of the morning, and it was producing fish. And by the end of our morning on the pier, we had seen a couple other guys tie these guys on that they had in reserve on their tackle boxes. But this X-Wrap right here is fantastic for near shore, shallower diving, bait that you want to try to catch a pelagic on. I chose to go with the one with the single hook versus the treble hook. The little circle hooks here, I just found that the hookup ratio was just as good, but it didn't affect as much as the swimming action. It had a little lower profile when we were reeling it in, and the fish just seemed to clobber it. So with the Rapalas, of course, just like many others, it has the shimmer on the inside of it. It does have what appears to be a texture body, but it's actually on the inside of the plastic that gives it that look of a bait fish here. So I can't say enough about it. The bill itself is awesome. Right out of the package, swims straight and true. It's a casting dream. I mean, you can literally heave this thing, 75 to 100 yards off the end of the pier. And that's not an exaggeration. I mean, we'll dump 1/3 of a spool on just one cast. And that really allows you to reach out there and get out a little bit further than the bait guys and try to get to the fish, and as you're reeling it back in, it does have that lifelike side-to-side swimming motion, dives just beneath the waves, and has a really nice presentation that the fish just cannot steer away from. So recommend it highly, you guys. It's the X-Wrap Rapala Saltwater Edition, the 4 to 5 foot range. If you don't have one of these in your tackle box and you do a lot of pier fishing, I highly recommend you pick one up today, just because in a crunch, it could save your morning or your afternoon and catch you some fish, especially when bait is scarce or maybe not the best baits out there. This guy, he's going to produce fish for you. So highly recommend it. Like I said, I highly recommend the single hook, non-treble hook, just the circle hooks there, for a little bit lower profile when you're moving it through the water. And I hope you guys found this useful, and definitely pick you up one today. Just remember to apply you a wire leader on there so you don't get bit off and lose your, $10 or $15 lure. So there you have it, guys. Well worth the money. Probably going to invest in 3 or 4 more of these guys just to have, just in case. So, all right. Take care.